Okay, Snapsters, this time it's serious. Quite literally a matter of life and death. Your grandfather is back in Victorian London, and it isn't a pleasant place to be. There's been yet another outbreak of the disease cholera that has been responsible for hundreds of deaths, particularly in the built-up towns and cities. 127 people have died here in central London in the last 3 days alone, exclaims your grandfather. Your grandfather has been summoned to help a local doctor who may know what's causing the outbreaks. Can you help him find the street where the doctor lives? Well done! You found your way to Sackville Street and the home of one Dr. John Snow. His house is less than 1 mile from where the latest cholera outbreak has been reported, and he's already started his investigation. The best medical minds in the 1850s believe you can catch cholera from breathing in bad air. But Dr. Snow thinks differently. He believes it is the water people are drinking that is making them sick. Your grandfather needs to help Dr. Snow prove his theory, but it isn't going to be easy, and he will need your assistance. Can you plot the cases of cholera on a map so the doctor can try and understand what's causing the outbreak? That's really good work. John Snow needs this information if he's going to stop people dying. This is telling us a lot, remarks the doctor. Can you see the pattern yet? I think so. Most of the deaths are happening near the Broad Street pump where people get their water, says your grandfather excitedly. The markings that you've plotted on the map show that cholera cases have increased the closer people live to the water supply. But there's been a report of cholera in another part of town called Hampstead, and that is nowhere near the Broad Street pump. Your grandfather will need to investigate the mysterious case in Hampstead too. Can you help him discover why a single case of cholera occurred so far from the Broad Street pump water supply? Look around the kitchen and identify the different health risks to establish the cause of the cholera here. Back in central London, John Snow is trying to convince the local authorities that all these clues must mean it is the water from the Broad Street pump that is the cause of this latest cholera epidemic. Eventually, they agree to remove the handle of the pump to stop people drinking the water. But many experts and locals still refuse to believe the water is to blame.
Oi! Put that handle back!
Cries one of the locals.
Looks perfectly clean to me,
says another. And after much debate, the handle is put back on. Still determined to demonstrate he's right, John Snow asks your grandfather for more help. We need more evidence, he says. Can you look back over the records of an earlier cholera outbreak in South London? Check where each house gets its water supply and compare that to where cholera was reported. Is there any pattern there? Great work! Your investigation shows 2 different water companies were supplying houses in the same street where the cholera broke out. At the addresses where water was being pumped in from the River Thames near Battersea, the disease took hold. While in the houses where water was supplied from further up the River Thames, away from the London pollution, the cases of cholera were far fewer. With this evidence, John Snow is now sure that cholera is passed on by drinking contaminated water. And there's even more proof when a previous doubter, the local Reverend Henry Whitehead, discovers that a nearby underground cesspit with dirty nappies in it had been leaking waste into the well supplying the Broad Street pump. This is truly disgusting, cries your grandfather. No wonder so many people got sick. It's basic hygiene. Unfortunately for Dr. Snow, not everyone was quite ready to trust this scientific approach. because they refused to believe in a theory when they couldn't see the cause. And it was another 20 years or so before the majority of doctors finally accepted that tiny, invisible germs were responsible for this killer disease. Cholera has been wiped out in most countries around the world, although you still do get cases in poorer cities where people still rely on dirty water. How would you persuade Londoners in Jon Snow's day to avoid the contaminated water? Can you create a poster with your own health message to help Dr. Snow spread the word, and then send your design to your grandfather?